Hello, hello. Welcome everybody. I'm Linda Daniels and this is Lunch with Linda, and you are now inside Northampton Wolves, where I'm going to talk about giving yourself permission, first of all, to be a little bit late. Sorry about that, but Kate and I were busy talking about planning. We are both in the mood to do some really big moving around, and this past Saturday, Kim and Perrin were here, and we left them long set of directions of things to move around. So you may come in and find that the yarn that you're looking for is in a new place, and once that starts to happen, boy oh boy, it really gets us in the mood. So I'm sorry I was a little bit late, but we're just trying to make Northampton Wools the best place for you to shop, the best locally owned yarn store for you to shop in. So welcome. It's April 3rd, 2023, and it is a gorgeous sunny day out there. Probably not as warm. Did it get warm yesterday? I can't remember. Can't even remember. It's been a weekend. So first of all, you all remember that it was Kate's birthday on Friday. It was my granddaughter's 12th birthday on Saturday, way out there in California. And then today, I just want to send a very happy birthday to my daughter, Adrian. So yeah, I've got a clump of birthdays all in one space of 3 or 4 days. And actually, that just makes it easy to remember everybody. Kate, I can't really see from here. So if there's something that I need to know, will you tell me?
Everybody loves your sweater.
I'm going to talk about my sweater in a minute. I will, I promise. But I want to talk about it a little bit later when we're sure that all the people that are joining us are here. I wanted again to say that if you follow us on Instagram, then you will be familiar with what I'm going to talk about. If you don't follow us on Instagram, go ahead and join and look for us. It's at NoHo Wool. Kate has been posting about her summer project. She is knitting. Oh, the pattern's over there. She is knitting with the Juniper Moon Cumulus right here in these two colors, and it is the goldenrod and the ivory that she's using to make her sweater. And she's kind of taking us along on the ride with her as she is knitting the super simple, does she say summer?
Sweater, yeah.
Super simple summer sweater by Hoagie Locatelli. So she's going to put a link to the pattern in there. It is a worsted weight design, and it is top down and knit in the round. But why that relates to giving yourself permission to is because if you've seen the Instagram post, Kate first did her swatch in the goldenrod and the persimmon, which are these two colors, and didn't like it. And instead of forcing herself to continue, instead of saying to herself, oh, maybe I'll like it later on, she knew it wasn't hitting the right chords with her, and that's when she changed to the ivory color. Now this is going to look kind of white, but it really isn't, and I'm going to show you that in a second. But so first of all, Kate gave herself permission to not like what she was doing and to stop doing it. She then cast on for the neck, and she did not love the way the neckline looked. It kind of looked sort of block because it was all in this color. And she stopped. She didn't rip it out, but she added a couple of rows of the goldenrod to it and fell in love with it. And it struck me watching her go through that process how often we don't give ourselves permission to make a little mistake in a choice. It doesn't have to be a big blurb. It can just be, I made a mistake in this choice. And B, take the time to correct it, to find the thing that's right. And then on Friday, I had a customer in the store who was not a regular, but she was talking about a project that she's knitting. She's starting her first sweater. And the yarn store that she visited convinced her to do a top-down, in the round sweater. And she was really upset by it because she didn't have a clue as to what she was doing. So she doesn't understand the construction of it. She's not really sure where she is or how she's going to create the sweater. She can't really see where it goes from where she is, and she's really not happy. And what I said to her, I wasn't going to try and fix the sweater for her or show her what to do, but I simply said to her, if this isn't what is making you happy, you can put it aside, put it in a plastic bag, put it back in the closet or under your bed or wherever you store your knitting, and do something right now that's simple, that's in flat pieces that you can then sew together, and that will bring you happiness. Knitting shouldn't be making you miserable. Knitting should be making you happy. And I actually said to her, you have permission. If you need it from me, I can give it to you. You have permission to put it away and make something else. It doesn't even have to be put away. Willa is great at finding those simple little things to do between the stuff that takes her longer. She's been working on a sweater in the Lark yarn from Quince & Company for a little bit now. And in between, she has made that really gorgeous efuary cowl from Casa Pinca. And the other day she started, let's see, which way are my fingers going? This way. She started the seashell sweater because it's going to be a fast, satisfying piece to work on. She loves the color that she chose. It's going to go very quickly, and it's not going to disrupt her work on the Lark sweater. She knows the Lark sweater is there. She's going to work on it. She's pretty comfortable with what she's doing right now. So give yourself permission to change your mind, to do something fun, to go in a completely different direction, which kind of led me to think about self-care. And I don't really like that term. I don't know why, but it itches me. So what I was thinking of it instead of as give yourself permission. And it doesn't have to be big, and it doesn't have to be expensive. You don't have to give yourself permission to go to the spa for a weekend, although that's not a bad idea every once in a while. But give yourself permission to do something that really makes you happy. I took Saturday off, and when spring was coming, I decided that for the rest of spring and summer, I would try to take one Saturday off a month, just so that I can do stuff at home, relax a little bit, have 2 days off in a row. And just by chance, Perrin and Kim both signed up to work the first Saturdays of the next couple of months. So by default, those are the Saturdays that I'm going to be taking off. And I had to talk myself into believing that it was going to be okay. I had to give myself permission to take that time away from the store. What's funny about that is that I took Saturday off, sat in front of Netflix for 3 movies, and worked all weekend on the knitting that I have to do for home. But it was all knitting that brought me a great deal of relaxation and enjoyment. And I came in this morning energized, rested, and feeling really good. So it's giving yourself permission to do those little things. It doesn't have to be big, but just say, it's okay, I can do it. And there's so many ways to give yourself permission around knitting. It isn't funny. Even if you put your knitting down for a while and need to take a break, whether it's because your hand is bothering you or you just want to go out in the garden. Just don't stay out there too long. What I wanted to show you was that also Kate wound up the green that she was going to use in the cotton. And when we first got this cotton in, we had chosen this Joji Locatelli sweater to make as a model for the store. And when she started it, I thought she was using the white. But then when we looked closely at it, she said, no, I'm not using the white, I'm using the what's it called? Ivory. And so I thought, well, let's make it for the store in the green, and here's the real white. Look how clean and crisp those two colors are going to look.
So nice.
Look together. It's going to be beautiful. So I am going to knit along with Kate, but I'm going to let her bounce ahead of me so that she can make all the decisions and I can say, yeah, that's a good idea, and make it that way for our store model as well. So one of the things that I got done this weekend is we got a new cotton in, and I wanted to tell you guys that pretty much all of the cotton that I've ordered for the summer is in the store. This seashell sweater, I made the right one and then changed my mind. This seashell sweater we did in the Nimbus, in the solid color. We also have Nimbus in somewhere around here in the multicolor right there. And the one next to it is Nimbus stripes. So you can have 3 choices: solid color, multicolor, or stripes. It's the most popular sweater right now in the shop. We've probably sold it 5 or 6 times already. And I can't wait to see what everybody comes up with it. But the cottons are in. So if you are interested in knitting something for cotton, get in soon before they sell out. The newest cotton that we got in is called Cotton Supreme Speckles. And it's basically an off-white background with speckles of color in it. This one is green bean.
But it's got that nice teal.
It is. It has spots of purple and, not purple, blue, teal, and olive greens in it. I want to show you what I made with just one skein. If you've got a baby in your future, you need to make this. This is one of OG's patterns. Kate's going to put the link to it. It's called the Delphi Somerset, and I used one skein of color fruit punch, which looks like this, really colorful. This was so fun and quick to knit. Literally, I made it this weekend. I think I cast on Friday when I left the store, and it has got just one button on it. This is top down, all in one piece. There's absolutely no finishing except to sew the button on and block it a little bit. OG is the person who did the another really popular sweater, who's now, I didn't know I was going to say it, so I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's very similar to this, only in a long sleeve. So if you've got a baby around that's coming, this is a great little sweater to do. Or this cotton is a worsted weight, so it knit up beautifully on a size 7 needle. And it's not a mercerized cotton, so it is not really shiny, and it's also not really stiff. It has a very smooth softness to it. This color is peachy, right there. And it's got good yardage. It's 100% cotton. It's 180 yards per skein. So a little sleeveless summer top would probably only take 2, maybe 3, depending on the size that you want to make. This is Popsicle.
I like that one.
That is really pretty. So the colors aren't quite as bright as you, and yes, you could use the myrtle for that, Marie. The myrtle would knit up perfectly, which is also the #1 cotton in the store. In fact, we are down so low that Kate and I talked about it, and I think I'm going to reorder so that we can restock that yarn, because that has flown out the door. So this one is Festival. These blues are really muted. They're almost gray look, but they're kind of like that, well, grayed out kind of blue. And then the last one here is Pastel Pop.
How would that yarn work for a blanket for a baby?
And it would be wonderful for a blanket. Boy, even in a big knit and purl block basket weave pattern, this would be really, really fun and cozy and comfy and really soft. So this little sweater that I did is the model for the store. We'll have it front and center so that you can feel it, and it really feels nice. It's going to wash up and dry up really beautifully as well. The other thing that I got done, I had wanted to finish for Friday for Kate's birthday, and I didn't get it completely done, and I also didn't get it blocked. So I want to show you the slippers that I made for Kate. and I've given them to her for her birthday. And these are right out of the 52 Weeks of Socks, Volume 2. In the book, they're shown in blue and white, and I did them in Kate's colors. I hope they're Kate's colors.
I like it.
Good.
It's so cute.
that gold, how can it not be? It's a fun and fast knit, even though it is on a size, I think I used a size 4 needle. The pattern might have called for a size 3. It's one size, yeah. There might be 2 sizes, I can't remember now. But they're very, very stretchy. Kate didn't try them on yet. Do you have shoes that you can try them on? But I have.
Let me try.
And
are they left and right?
No, yeah, right.
No.
They're not left and right. They're just up and down.
I feel like a princess.
Yeah, look at that. They're going to be wonderful for when she's sitting around
I'm gonna
knitting
put these
in bed.
on. Let's see if I can stretch my leg up here.
Holy cow. Look at that. Get your toe down. All right, perfect fit.
Oh my gosh, when I get settled on my couch to knit and wearing these, oh, I'm excited. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we've got 4 copies of the 52 Weeks Volume 2 of Socks left. And I want to remind you of our contest because we have 3 people signed up already. And I did them because I wanted to give that present to Kate, but I also wanted to start to show the kinds of things that are in the book. Now, you guys know I'm a fast knitter and I am a intense knitter. So I was able to get those done, I think probably in just about maybe 11 or 12 hours of knitting. Our contest is this: buy either Volume 1 or Volume 2 of the sock book and knit, sign up. We've got a sign up poster up here. Sign up for the contest, knit 5 things from either one of those books by the end of September. And on October 1st, you can come in and pick up a $25 gift certificate. You do have to bring those things in. We do have to see them done, not just a picture. You got to bring them in and we've got to see them done. But that's the first thing that's done from the book. And I will say again that Lane Magazine and Lane Publishing does an excellent, excellent job of testing their patterns. It is not impossible, but it is rare that I find a mistake in any of the patterns. And there was no mistake in that pattern. And the other thing that I was going to show you, do I have a sticky note somewhere? I'm going to put a post up about this, but this is the chart that you end up working with. So this is the top of the sock and this is the bottom of the sock. And the rows correspond to each other. Grab one out of the drawer up there. So you're reading all across the entire page, but there's a lot going on. There's a lot of, little squares and little color work. And it's nice to be able to keep track of your row. Now, I did the socks on 2 circular needles. So I had half the number of stitches on 1 circular needle and half the number of stitches on the second needle, and was able to knit them and follow the patterns easily. But when I'm working with a chart, I always put my sticky note above the row that I'm knitting. That way I can see how what I'm doing relates to what's already on the needle. It's so much easier to be able to follow the chart when you see where that row you're doing is supposed to fall on top of the row that you've already done. So that's just a quick little note about that. And if you're lucky, you'll get the book that I just put the sticky notes in. Not really, I'll take them out. Okay. So that was Kate's present and the 52 Weeks of Socks contest reminder. So I have one more skirt class left to wrap up on Saturday, and then I have to put my mind to what comes next. And that leads me to this sweater. I taught several knit-alongs this winter where everybody was doing the same sweater, and I really enjoyed it. We had a great turnout for those classes. And this is the sweater that we just finished in the Love Cable class. This is a mini-me design again. And I did this as a knit along. So it's knit in the round from the bottom up. At the underarms, it's separated, and then the fronts and back are finished and joined. And I really, really am happy with how this sweater turned out. Look at that. I do think it's beautiful. And I will confess that as I was knitting this, and even as I was watching the students knit it, I wasn't sure. I wasn't 100% convinced that this cable was big enough to show up, because it's just on the fronts. The back is all just the double moss stitch. And I didn't think it had enough oomph. But boy, when it's finished, doesn't it just pop?
Yeah.
It just really, really looks fantastic. So again, this is Love Cable Cardigan by Mini-Me on Ravelry. And we did it as a knit along, and boy, a lot of you are really loving it. So I just might do it again if you're interested. I did mine out of the 220 Superwash Grande from Cascade, and it's meant to be a very oversized sweater. I did not make the size that I would have, just because I didn't want that big of a sweater. This was like the third size over on the pattern, finishing to about that 48 to 50, which is what I usually make them. And I really, when I finished this and finished blocking it and put it on, I was pretty happy, because now I have a new sweater.
Yay.
I'm gonna put it up. I'm not gonna keep it at home. I'm gonna hang it up here so that people can see it and try it on themselves. But this was one of the knit-alongs that we have, and I think this is the direction that we're going to go in. I'm going to continue to do knit-alongs based on specific sweater designs that you can either hop in on or not. The one before this that we did was the Islington sweater, which has the thistle pattern around the yoke. We've got 3 of them in the window now. I did bring mine back in, and thistles seem to be a theme, because when I was choosing buttons from home, I remembered I had these thistle buttons forever that I haven't used, and I thought they looked really nice on this green background. It looks a little gray on the monitor, but it's really a sagey kind of green. So I used the thistle buttons there. So we have a little thistle theme going. Oh, brother. Okay. So watch the website, watch your emails, because when I do put together a schedule, I will be sending that out. And hopefully there's something that will interest you, and you'll be able to hop on board for that. Hey, it's April, and that means it's Local Yarn Store Day on April 29th. Don't forget, write it down, mark it on your calendars, tell a friend. We're going to have a lot of fun this year. We've got some special things in mind that we're working on, and we are getting ready for that. We got a big order from Emma's Yarn, and this time we ordered the Super Silky, which is an 80% superwash merino and 20% silk. It's 400 yards in 100 grams, so it is a fingering weight. Oh, these colors just are not gonna show on the monitor as they are in person. Boy,
blue and greens have a hard time.
Yeah, they have a really hard time. This is a gorgeous feeling yarn, really, really pretty, and we've got something really special in mind for this. And I think I did, looking at the colors, I did a pretty good job of choosing color pairs. And not that I'm picking them up in pairs, but the project for Local Yarn Store Day will be a 2-skein project. And I was gonna say we're gonna have a big surprise guest, but Bonnie just blurted it out. Oh. Yes, Bonnie's going to be here on Local Yarn Store Day. So if you want to come in and say hi, make that the day that you come and say hi to Bonnie, because we're excited about having her in the store again for that day. So we're going to be doing something very special with this Emma's Yarn Super Silky. It's going to make a really wonderful, wonderful LYS day kind of thing. We're looking forward to Casa Pinka, of course, is going to do another LYS day. I know it's a shawl. And there's another designer that we're going to work with this year. So we'll be able to show you a bunch of fun things. We got in a new supply of the Cairns cotton, which is CAIRNS. And it is for the market bag. This is the large size of the market square bag. Kate's going to put a link up to the pattern on Ravelry. And it is a simple slip stitch pattern. But I cannot tell you how popular this bag is. If you haven't made it, you really do need to. When we were at the Cape, there was a table full of 4 women that Barb, Sally, Gail, and Barb, Sally, Gail, and I'll remember in a minute. And they had the bags, and everybody else who had not made them yet went nuts over them. It's a wonderful, wonderful bag. Diane, thank you, Sally. I'm sorry, Diane. It's a great bag. Everybody wanted to make it. So we've got a whole new supply in. I'm not sure. Can you see it? Yes, you can. It is right there. New colors. It only takes 2 skeins, if I remember correctly, to make the small size. It takes 4 to make the large size, but it is a really fun, great cotton project bag for the summer, or purse. I mean, it would make a great beach bag, purse, project bag, a little purse. So we anticipated people wanting to make that again this year and have gotten that cotton in. I also wanted to quickly show you, because I know we're almost out of time, but I wanted to quickly show you the Abundance hat. We got this hat in as part of the trunk show, and this is done with the fingering weight 16. And as soon as everybody touches this, they practically fall over. It's, Holly, it's called the Seashell Sweater. Maybe Kate can find it and put, did you put the link up already?
Not yet, but
No, because I didn't put it on the list. Maybe Kate can find it and put the link up on it. Anyway, this one we got as part of the trunk show, and this is the 16 from Earth Yarn. And like I said, as soon as you touch it, you cannot believe that this is an all wool. Well, as part of our order, we get things knit for us by the women in Turkey, and this is the one that we now own. Look at the difference the color makes in these two. This is exactly the same pattern, and they're both done with the 16, but boy, both of them are beautiful, really, really beautiful. So go with colors. Again, we are back to colors. Go with colors that make you happy. One last thing, if you do follow us on Instagram, you will have noticed, I hope, that on March 31st, we put up a reel of some of the things that our customers have finished over the month. We want to continue to do that. We want to make it a part of the Northampton Wool story that at the end of every month, on the last day, we collect all of the photos that I have taken of our customers' projects when they bring them in, when they're completed, and feature everything that you have done. And in order to do that, you need to purchase your yarn here and then come in when it's done. And it doesn't have to be purchased and knit in the month of April. It can be, you know, from last year. Just whenever you have a finished item, come on in and show it to us and we'll take a picture. And if you don't want to be in the picture, we won't make you be in the picture. But we would love to collect a month's worth of photographs and put them up for everybody to celebrate you, to have a chance to really show off what our customers can do, what they're doing with the yarn that they purchase here, and how beautiful everything really is. I was really, really happy with how everything came out in that last little reel. So that's all I've got for you guys today. We are anticipating a couple of new books. I think the Vogue summer issue is about to come out. The new Lane summer issue will be here soon. And we'll have lots of more of exciting new things to entice you with. So I want you, all of you Northampton Willettes out there, to think about giving yourself permission today to go knit something. Bye.